I just read one.
I'm going to read a sentence and you read a sentence. So I'm going to start here. Good morning, class. I'm Mr. Merlin. I'm your new teacher, he said. I used to be a spy.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Leon doesn't...
Dennis is his last name.
Leon Dennis raised his hand. What do you mean? What do you do when you were a spy?
I caught lots and lots of other spies, Mr. Merlin said. I used lots and lots of secret codes, too.
Todd leaned over to Noel. Amber Lee said he did those things in foreign countries, he whispered. Noel looked at him. Really? She was perked.
Yeah, that's kind of funky because it's broken up. So, really? She whispered back. You go ahead. Todd
nodded.
What did he
Nodded.
do? Yeah.
Going to school is like solving a mystery. Mr. Marlin continued. We're going to solve a lot of mysteries this year. What kinds of mysteries? Amber Lee asked. All kinds, Mr. Merlin said. He looked around the class. Does anyone here have any mysteries we can start with? He asked. Noel sighed.
Great. Do you know what I'm noticing, Ren?
What?
When I use my finger, watch this trick. When I use my finger and move it for you, you read so quickly and so fluently. I want to do one more little bit with my finger and see if we can tell a difference. Are you ready? Okay, ready? Go right here.
She wished she had a mystery so she could impress Mr. Merlin.
Great.
I have a mystery, Amber Lee said. What's your mystery? Mr. Merlin asked. Amber Lee stood up. She waved an envelope at everyone. This came for me in the mail yesterday. She said it. I want to know who sent it.
Good.
What does it say? Mr. Merlin asked. Amber Lee took a letter out of the envelope and started reading.
Good.
Dear Amber Lee, you are the smartest girl in the world. It's signed an admirer.
Uh-huh.
She looked at Mr. Merlin. If I know who sent it, she said, I could say thank you. Mr. Merlin smiled. Noel rolled her eyes at
Todd. Funky name.
That's not a mystery, she whispered. Amber Lee probably sent that letter to herself. Todd nodded his agreement. Okay, Mr. Merlin said. We'll solve that mystery. Try of who wrote Amber Lee the letter. He turned around.
Great. Ren, I'm going to let you see this video where at the beginning I'm not using my finger and at the end I'm using my finger to move quickly across the words. How did you feel about that reading you just did?
I wasn't really paying attention. I was just kind of reading.
Okay, so you were reading it really fluently, but did you know what was happening in the story?
Yeah.
Okay, what's happening in the story?
That they're trying, and she's obviously being a show off. She's like, I gotta impress him, and she held up a letter, and she probably obviously sounds like she wrote it to herself because, especially the way her face is in the book.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so, what do you think about? What did the letter say? Do you remember?
What do you mean?
the letter that she read.
Oh, it said like, Amberly, you are the smartest girl in the world.
Yeah, and who signed it? Do you remember that?
Her.
Yes, because we think it's probably her. Why do we think that? Who
Because
guessed
she's
that?
a show off. And then two pages away, I think.
Yeah, we found out. So one of the kids, Todd, I think, was, what did he whisper to Noelle?
Like, I think she just wrote it for herself since she's big show off.
Yeah. And what did Mr. Merlin decide we're going to do with this letter?
You're just gonna solve the mystery.
We're going to solve the mystery for sure. Hey, at the very beginning, do you know what she was doing with the letter? It matches the picture, but it told us in the story, too. What was she doing with the letter?
Waving it around at
Yes,
everybody.
she was waving it around. Because I think Mr. Merlin had said, does anybody have a mystery? And what did she say?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, she sure did. Oh, my goodness. I want to do one more thing. This was
come
the page, I know you're dying to get finished, but this is the page that we did not at the beginning use a finger with. And I don't even think I videotaped it. Just do this right here.
He started waiting on the writing on the chalkboard.
Good.
He wrote EENPXVOLE.
Yeah.
But first, you all have to solve a secret code.
Good.
He said, why do we have to do that? Leon asked, why can't we just solve the mystery? Secret codes are fun, Mr. Marlin said. They also help you learn to think better. I learned
Check that word.
already know how to think.
That's that weird name.
Think.
Leon.
Leon said, I don't like to do it that much. Too much.
Well.
You'll want to think about that. This, Mr. Marlin said. There's a clue. That will tell you where to start so you can solve the mystery.
Great. Tell me a little about here. So we got this Leon guy that we have a hard time remembering his name.
He's really he's trying to be funny. He's trying to be like, I don't really want to do that, and just weird kind of.
Yeah, he is. And so he doesn't, he said a funny thing. I already know how to what?
I already know how to learn.
Yeah, I already know how to learn and think. I don't want to do that. And what did Mr. Merlin say?
Well, you'll want to do this because it will help you think.
Yep, so he's going to put that mystery before him. All right, Ren, I think we found something important with your reading.
So can we do the video now?
Yes, we can do the video. And I want you, in a minute, when you read at home, let's see if you can run your own finger.
Okay.
And if you can't, so you run your own finger and keep it moving. Don't stop like this, because when I stop, it makes your reading be bouncy. But if I do my finger like this across the page, your reading is really smooth. Can you feel that when you're reading it? Okay, and if you don't want to hold it, maybe get mom or dad to run their finger. And I'm literally just going like this. With no sound effects. All right, are you ready? Smile.